As a dude that has worked in the security industry for over 25 years, there's two questions that I get asked the most often. Number one, George, when it comes to home security, what is your favorite way to help somebody secure their home? If you watch the channel, you might know that my answer is wired NVR security camera systems. The second question, George, when it comes to those systems, we do all this research on YouTube and we're so overwhelmed. Can you please guide us to your favorite brand? If you watch the channel, you know that my answer is Alibi Security. Today, for all the people that ask those questions, I'm giving you the top 10 reasons as to why my favorite brand for NVR security camera systems is Alibi. Let's get to it. What up, everybody? George Langabeer here. Today, we are talking about my favorite way to protect a home, and that's with a wired NVR security camera system. We're also talking about my favorite brand when it comes to those NVR systems, and that is Alibi Security. Now, I've done videos on their stuff before. Check them out. There'll be links in the description below. But today, I'm talking about the top 10 reasons as to why they're my favorite, because I get asked that a lot. So we're going to do this in countdown form, and we're going to start 10, going backwards to number 1. Number 10, I love the fact that Alibi specializes in wired NVR security camera systems, which is my favorite way to protect a home. And they do it better than anybody else. Now, why are NVR systems my favorite? And that stands for Network Video Recorder, by the way. All right, let's compare it to the other options. We've got Wi-Fi cameras. We've got cellular cameras, also known as LTE cameras. We've got solar cameras. And we've got burglar alarms or perimeter alarms, the type where a burglar breaks in, sounds an alarm, police are dispatched, that kind of thing. So why is a wired NVR system better than all those? Okay, let's go with burglar alarms. Burglar alarms are very reactive, meaning that the thief is already in your house or the burglar is already in there. Yes, it's going to sound an alarm. Yes, the police might be dispatched, but the burglar could get in and out with your stuff before the police even leave the parking lot. Whereas with the wired NVR system, you're being proactive. You've got active deterrent on these really good Alibi cameras, which is strobes and sirens. You can talk through their really good speakers and scare a thief with your voice. You can get them before they get in your house. That's being proactive. All right, let's compare them to a Wi-Fi system. Wi-Fi systems rely on Wi-Fi. And when you put security cameras outside, your Wi-Fi doesn't always reach. And so your cameras are going to lose connection and they're not going to work. A wired NVR system is a wire, Cat5, Cat6, whatever it may be, from the camera back to the NVR being the brains of the operation, and it's a nice, stable, wired connection. Doesn't matter if your internet works. That system is still going. A Wi-Fi system, your Wi-Fi goes out, 9 times out of 10, that camera's not working. Same thing with a cellular camera or an LTE camera. You know, you can put those more places because there's more cellular out there than there is Wi-Fi. But there's not always a cellular connection or an LTE connection different places in the world. And so that means sometimes you can't use those cameras. Whereas again, a wired NVR system, you can put it anywhere as long as you have power and a way to run that cable from the camera to the NVR. Same problem with solar cameras, except that's a double whammy. Not only do they rely on the sun to power the camera, but they're usually also relying on Wi-Fi or LTE because that's usually the style of a solar camera. So no matter what you're talking about, a wired NVR system's always more stable. Alibi Security specializes in those and does it better than anybody else. Number 9, the equipment from Alibi Security is NDAA compliant. What does that mean? It means that their equipment is compliant with the United States government. There are a lot of camera companies in the United States that are trying to sell you equipment that is not NDAA compliant. And that means that they're actually banned by the United States government for national security reasons. And that can be a problem. And these companies that sell you this equipment won't tell you that. So when you're looking for a system, you want to look for that NDAA compliant, especially if you live in the United States, and Alibi has it. So that's number 9. Number 8, and this goes along with being NDAA compliant. Alibi has a top-notch reputation with law enforcement and the United States government. They have a lot of contracts with both. That's actually how I heard about them in the first place, is way back when I first discovered them, It was because I was a loss prevention manager at a local retailer, and all my law enforcement friends bought all their surveillance equipment from a company called Super Circuits, which is Alibi's parent company. So I love the fact that they have that relationship with law enforcement and the government. So if they can trust Alibi, you can trust Alibi. Number 7, they've got a state-of-the-art facility located in Austin, Texas, right here in the good old US of A. Sales team, tech support team, warehouse team, and their warehouse team does not get enough credit because they work their booties off to get stuff out for their customers. And I love that. But I've been through training there, and again, state-of-the-art. Other companies, you don't know where your stuff is coming from. You don't know where their office is. If it's even in the United States, you just don't know. So I love that I know where my stuff is coming from, and I love that it's down in Austin, Texas. Number 6, Alibi Security / Super Circuits has been in business since 1989. That's a long time. I have been working with them since 2008, but it just gives them so much street cred. And in all that time, working with law enforcement and the government, like I said, and all their dealer network that have just been so loyal to them over the years, it says a lot about them. There are so many fly-by-night companies out there when it comes to the security camera business. So I just love working with a company that's got that much history. Number 5, Alibi Security offers professional grade products. Now this is very important. When I say professional grade, I also mean dealer grade. Now, Alibi offers products for all types of budgets, but if you really want to get their good stuff, you have to go through an authorized dealer like myself. Now, I ship to all 50 states and into Canada, so if you're interested in an Alibi system, just let me know. My contact info is in the description. I can hook you up. But it is dealer grade. You do have to go through a dealer, so keep that in mind. Anything else you find online, that's their entry-level stuff, and it's fine. But I would recommend their dealer grade stuff. When I'm talking about my favorite, I'm talking about their professional grade stuff. That means metal housing. That means better warranties. That means better analytics. It just blows the competition away. So that's compared to like what I call the drug dealer cameras, which is Swan, Lorex, Night Owl. And then you've got the in-betweeners, which is Reolink and Unify, and now Eufy. They've got into the NVR game, but those are not professional grade. Unify says they are, and that pisses me off, but they're not. If you really want the good stuff, you have to go professional grade, and Alibi offers that. So if you're interested, let me know. While we're talking professional grade, let me just show you real quick some examples. This is a professional grade turret. This is a dual lens 180 camera, so it's got 180-degree field of view, top-notch night vision. Active deterrent means that it's got strobes and sirens, so it can flash blue lights and all that good stuff to scare somebody away. But this is a really, really good housing. It's not the cheap plastic that you find with the other brands. This is the good stuff. This is a hardcore camera. Then we've got their professional grade NVR. This is an 8-channel. We've got a professional grade POE switch, power over Ethernet. That's going to power the cameras. It's a very reliable switch. You've just got upgraded components in a professional grade system like this, and that's important. While we're talking about Alibi's good stuff, being professional grade or dealer grade, I just want to make this 100% perfectly clear. I, George Langebeer, owner of Silverhammer Surveillance, have been an authorized dealer of Alibi since 2008, and I have done that by choice. They have nothing to do with this video. This is not sponsored in any way. They don't endorse that I'm doing this, nothing like that. I 100% do any video I do on Alibi because they are my favorite, and they are my favorite for the reasons in the very video that we're doing today. Number 4, when you buy a product from Alibi Security through a dealer like myself, you get free lifetime US-based tech support right there in Austin, Texas. Like I said, we ship these to all 50 states and into Canada, so no offense to anybody overseas, but when you live in those areas, you'd like your tech support to be in the United States. That's what you're getting here. You get it for free, and you get it for life. I can't tell you how many of these brands that stock me, I do try their stuff, but they have no tech support. And that's for me as the dealer and the installer, and that's also for the end user, the person using the product. Alibi's there for all the above, and that's especially important to me now that I'm not just this little local Omaha, Nebraska company. I'm shipping these everywhere. I can't be there for you all the time because I've got thousands and thousands of customers. I would not have a life. So it is a very big deal that they give you that tech support, and they are there to help you when I can't. Number 3, Alibi Security has a 1% fail rate, meaning their stuff's only going to fail you 1% of the time. Some of their closest competitors have a 16% fail rate. Some of that other stuff I try, that means it's going to fail you 16% of the time. That might not seem like a lot, but that's a lot. 1% is nothing, and that's unheard of in the industry. So here I am shipping all this stuff out. I don't want it to fail. I don't have the service team that can travel all over the United States to help you. I need it to be good stuff, and that's what I get with their 1% fail rate. So that is a very, very big deal for me. Their stuff works. Number 2, they helped me get my start. I own Silver Hammer Surveillance. I started that company in 2008. Before that, I was a loss prevention manager at a regional retailer called Shopco. I use camera systems to catch shoplifters and bad guys and bad girls doing bad things. And I wanted to kind of branch out on my own because I taught myself how to do all that stuff. And I knew that they had a dealer program because we had worked with them for our hidden cameras to catch employees doing shady things. So I had heard about their company before. I was wondering if they had a dealer program. I called them, and they normally would not take a chance on a person that didn't have business experience. I had the crook catching experience and using camera experience, but I didn't have a business experience. So I had a really nice guy named Bill Downs. I will never forget you, Mr. Downs. Took a chance on me, got me in the dealer program, and the rest is history. So again, not sponsored, no actual affiliation with them. I'm just a dealer of theirs. But man, they gave a guy a start in a business, and here I am. All these years later, the business has flourished, got me to where I am today, and I don't know if that would have ever happened without them. And that goes along with number 1. The number 1 reason that Alibi Security is my favorite, and for me, this is the most important, and it's the people and the fact that they care, not only for me, but for all my customers. Now I'm shipping these all over the United States and Canada. That's very important to me. Not only did they give me my start, but they got me through COVID and they got me through cancer. And I'm not going to get all emotional because I kind of want to right now, but that's huge. There are so many brands out there that just gave up on me during COVID. Small company, Omaha, Nebraska, didn't want to deal with me anymore. They had to focus on their bigger accounts. Not Alibi. They stuck with me. Cancer, forget about it. I had some rough times. In fact, it completely changed my business model. I had some surgeries I had to recover from. I had to stop working. They didn't kick me out of their dealer program. They stuck with me. Not only that, but the sales reps there who I've got to know over the years that are more my friends, checked in on me on a regular basis, never once gave up on me. So I don't know if it's the Texas badassery we call it, or what it is, but they're people that care, and not only just for me, but also the people that I'm selling to, and that's important. So many of these other brands could care less about me or who I'm selling to, and that kind of pisses me off. Not Alibi, man. They've been through it with me, and I'm talking thick and thin, and I'm forever grateful for that. And man, I'm a loyal dude. Like I said, no affiliation with them other than being their dealer. But if you're good to me, I'm going to be good to you. And it's very important to me to have good people along the way. And they just care, man. They just care. So that's the number 1 reason, is the people that work there. All right, there you go. That's the answers to 2 of the most asked questions that I get as a security professional. 1, what's my favorite way to secure your home? And the answer is a wired NVR system. 2, what's my favorite brand when it comes to those systems? Alibi Security. I just told you the reasons as to why. But I would love to know your favorite brand when it comes to security cameras. Also, what's your favorite way to secure your home? Let me know in the comments. You know, it's funny, when I first started this channel, one of my first videos was this little 6-minute video I did on not being a huge fan of burglar alarms, only because I think they're too reactive and not proactive like cameras, like I said earlier in this video. And I just shared my thoughts, and man, did I get some people pissed off and stirred up, and it just went crazy, man. For the longest time, it was my most watched video, and it's a video I never thought would go anywhere. Now I think it's still, to this day, number 2 as far as my most watched videos. And I think it's hilarious. But I am all about securing your home with whatever gives you peace of mind. These are my favorites and my favorite brand. But whatever gives you peace of mind, as long as it actually works. But I'd love to know in the comments, what is that method? What is your brand? I want to thank you so much for the support. If you're interested in an Alibi system, let me know. My contact info is in the description. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next video, peace and love, my friends.